This video is a full guide on how to create a winning offer for your business. I highly recommend not only watching this video, but using a pen and paper and taking notes, because by the end of this video, you're not only going to know what a winning offer is, how to implement it, you're going to have actionable steps for you to take to increase the sales of your e-commerce business. Now, in terms of why you guys should listen to me, I've generated over £4.5 million from my own personal e-commerce stores over the last 6 years. And I've taught over 165 mentees and students on how to build a profitable e-commerce business. Now, most people, when they're scaling their product, they often think, oh, I need a better product, or I need to price my product better. And although that's a very important part of it, most of the time, you need a better offer. And you need to combine your winning product with a highly enticing offer. Now, what actually is an offer? Because an offer is not just the price or the product. Okay? It's the entire value experience that you give to your customers, and it's the reason they purchase right now. So the 5 core elements that I'm going to be breaking down very, very shortly of a winning offer consists of a hero product, so a winning product that has the capacity to scale, a value stack combined with risk reversal, combined with urgency and scarcity, plus utilizing certain psychological pricing techniques. That is what we're going to be breaking down in this video. And it's very, very important that you watch this, because most e-commerce brand owners, they're giving a nice offer with 20% off plus free shipping, which is just classic standard. People think that's ECom best practices because they've seen a few videos on it, and so they give a nice 20% off or maybe some free shipping. That is not enough. And when you create a great offer, this is what's basically going to increase the perceived value of your products. It's going to increase the amount of sales that you make. It's going to increase the average order value and give your brand a stronger and more premium positioning. An offer is essentially how you can provide more value to customers and position your product to provide more value to customers than the price. But not just a little bit more value than the price. Provide a lot more value to customers than just the price of the product. So purchasing the product is a no-brainer because of the value that they get. You want to make them feel like they're getting £200 worth of value for just £50. And so why does this matter? It's because a good product does not guarantee sales. And competing on price for your product is guaranteed failure. It is the death of your business, because every other brand is competing on price. They're competing on product. And the right offer is the difference between a struggling store and a highly profitable brand. And guys, a great offer, okay, this can literally 10x your conversions. So it's very, very important that you study the 5 core elements of a high converting offer. And it all starts with a hero product, the winning product that we mentioned earlier. You need a winning product, and your product must solve a real problem for a specific audience or fulfill a deep desire. Now, take a look at the product that you're selling right now and ask yourself, does this actually help my audience? Because if it doesn't, that's the first problem. Because, guys, if the product doesn't hit, no offer's going to save it. Okay, and so your product, it needs to have a clear outcome or benefit. It needs to be of high perceived value. It needs to solve a specific pain point or fulfill a deep desire. And you need to easily explain your product and its benefits in 5 seconds or less. Very, very important, because once you have this winning product, the first component of a high converting offer, you then want to bolt on a value stack. Now, a value stack is essentially where you're going to add more value on top of the product itself, because you don't want to compete on price. Rather than lowering your price, increase the value of buying. And this is done by stacking value on top of each other. So how could you guys add some bonuses? Okay, you could have your product plus a free guide on how to use your product, or you could have your product plus a free guide plus a free accessory to complement your main hero product, or plus a free upgrade to add to your product, plus you're getting access to our exclusive community, plus you're going to get access to loyalty rewards, plus you're going to get access to our 24/7 customer support team, plus you're going to get access to our priority shipping. Obviously, you don't need to add all of them, but the point is you want to have your product and then clearly stack value on top of it. This is how you're going to scale. This is how you're going to have your £50 product and it's going to feel like £200. Now, once you've got your winning product, you've got your value stack, you now want to implement what I call risk reversal, which is basically where you remove all the risk from purchasing your product and you shift the risk onto you, the seller. Now, an example of how you could do this is you could clearly showcase a specific money-back guarantee, or clearly showcase that you can get free returns in exchanges, or you could have an extended guarantee, or you could try it risk-free, okay, and clearly showcase that you have 24/7 customer service. You want to basically, and I'm going to explain this actually in depth in the example, guys. This is just broad overview of it. You need to make sure the customers feel safe. You need to remove the risk from purchasing. A great way to implement this is having a clear and concise FAQ page where all of the customers' buying objections that they have are handled very easily, very quickly. And the fourth element of an offer, of a winning offer, is urgency and scarcity. If you guys don't give them a reason to purchase right now, you will not get the sale, okay? Note this down, guys. No urgency equals no sale. And if purchasing your product isn't urgent, what they'll do is they'll procrastinate. They'll think about it. And if they think about it, they'll forget, or they'll find an alternative, which does apply. Urgency and scarcity. And so what we need to do, and again, I'll be going into these in more in-depth shortly, is create psychological triggers that drive immediate action, such as limited time bonuses, countdown timers, low stock alerts, first-time buyer exclusive opportunities. And what this does is basically it turns someone who's interested in your product, they love the value, they're super interested, from thinking about it to action. Why? Because they have to, because there's urgency, because there's scarcity. And I'm excited to share with you the exact example of how I'm applying this to my own e-commerce store in just a second. But last but not least, implementing certain psychological pricing techniques. Okay, I like to call it pricing psychology. Do not lower your prices. Frame them differently. And so in terms of how to frame your price, there's one technique called charmed pricing, which is like a super old school technique, is where you end it in 49.99 pence or 49.99 cents rather than £50. So basically, rather than using a whole number, just drop it to 49.99, because let's be honest, it works. There's a reason it's been done for a lot of time, and it does feel significantly cheaper. The next route you can take is what's called anchored pricing. This is where you always show the highest price first and the lower priced products or the lower priced option second. Because if you show a higher priced product or a higher priced option first, they'll anchor it in their mind, and the lower priced option will feel cheaper. The third option for pricing psychology techniques is to use tiered pricing. If you provide them 3 options, okay, maybe it's buy 1, buy 2, and buy 3 with a certain discount each time they buy more, most of the time they're going to click the middle one, especially if you manipulate the pricing effectively enough. And so, yeah, tiered pricing, very valuable. We'll dive into it further short. And then finally, guys, bundled pricing. Okay, get 3 for the price of 2, or buy 2 plus you get a free accessory or whatever it is that complements your product. In bundled pricing, this is a great way to go a step further on the value stack. Now, in terms of a case study, I'm building a new e-commerce brand now. It's called Zaros, and I'm actually documenting the process of building this business live on YouTube. And it's a premium men's leather bag brand. And one of the 3 primary products that we're launching is called the Legacy Rucksack. This brand is basically luxury leather goods specifically built for ambitious men, empire builders, people who are founders, creators, entrepreneurs, because I've specifically designed this product to be a luxury product that they can travel with, that suits their style, that suits who they represent. And the product, I've literally designed it to be a winning product. I've done a lot of market research, a lot of competitor research, and I've worked with a professional product designer to create it. And this is the core product. So it's that first section that we discussed here, okay? It fulfills a deep desire with a clear outcome and benefit, and it's easy to explain in 5 seconds or less with a high perceived value. Now, it's just a few, list of a few things: premium top grain leather, suede-like interior, stainless steel hardware, timeless structured design. You get the point, okay? The core product is a winning product. Now, most people, if they were launching the rucksack, they would launch it and then they'd have a Shopify page, or they'd price the product on their website with the price, maybe a small discount, and they'd have an add to cart button. Why do you think you're struggling? Why do you think most people don't succeed? And so what we need to do, the first step, is to integrate the value stack. So included in every Zaros order is free worldwide shipping with signature confirmation, a premium cotton dust bag, a magnetic gift box, a founder's note, a leather care guide, a microfiber cloth, and a founders club invite, which is invite into basically a community. And so we're not selling just a bag, we're selling a luxury experience, which is what my target audience wants. And this is how we're implementing the value stack. So all of a sudden, this is how we can command a much higher price point. It's because it's actually worth the money. Now, we implemented the third stage, which is a risk reversal, okay? This is the second stage that we just covered. And this is our satisfaction guarantee, okay? I'm still refining it because I'm still building the brand, but just as an example, we're confident that this will be your favorite bag. But if it's not, and you're not 100% satisfied, you can return it to us within 30 days for a full refund. No questions asked. Okay, if you guys have any problems with your order, or you simply do not like it, you can contact our customer support team anytime and then we provide our email address and our phone number, which is WhatsApp 24/7 support, because we're hiring a VA to manage WhatsApp customer support to go the extra mile, and we'll help you. Okay, you get 30 days return and exchanges, free returns, full refund if the quality fails, and lifetime repair support. Now, if you read this or you hear that, right, because as I said, this is just draft copy, I'm going to improve it. There's no risk, okay? Who takes the risk? It's me, it's the brand, okay? Because I know if I have any problems, I can get in touch with Yaros. And they've clearly told me where I can get in touch with them. A lot of people, they hide it and they go, you can contact our customer support team anytime. How? And if they ask themselves how, guess what happens? They don't buy. Always be very clear and obvious how they can get in touch with you. And we're going to combine this with an AI chatbot on our website. Great, we've got a value stack, right? So they're getting loads of value for money, way more that they're paying for. There's zero risks for buying, and it's a winning product. People may still procrastinate, and this is when we move on to the third stage, which is giving them a reason to purchase right now. Now, by the way, these claims for urgency and scarcity, they are legit, okay? Be legit in what you say. Back up the claims that you make, because this is how you can build a business built for the long term. Customer first. And so guys, urgency and scarcity, so we're launching it as the founder's drop, because what I'm building is a founder-led brand. And a lot of the ways people will figure out this brand is through me documenting the process of building it, or me running ads, for example, from my personal brand, or from, just, you'll see my face involved in this brand, and I'm going to publicly come out as a founder. And so for this first initial drop that we're currently preparing, there's a limited amount of units, so there's only 250 total units. Some of the colors have less than 50 units. Now the next run will be 6 to 8 weeks after it sells out. So if they don't buy, they're going to have to wait 6 to 8 weeks. There's going to be a live countdown and low stock badges. There's going to be a VIP waitlist available for after it sells out, so they can have priority access to the next drop. What this subtle scarcity and legitimate scarcity does is it drives action. It gets people to be like, all right, I'm not going to wait. I got to buy it now if I actually want to have this back, right? Which is really valuable, okay? And there's zero risk for purchasing it, and it's damn cool. Okay, and I trust the brand because it's founder-led. Now, let's just do a quick recap, because it's very important that you guys implement this if you want to actually succeed in a big, big way in e-commerce. So the offer is a winning product, plus a value stack, plus risk reversal, plus urgency and scarcity, plus pricing psychology. If you implement this, you will beat your competition from an offer perspective. You'll have increased conversions, you'll have a higher AOV, a higher LTV, your brand will be premium, and your customers will feel stupid for not buying, and they'll be happy when they do receive the product because it's a fantastic product, and if there's any problems, they know where they can get in touch with you for 24/7 customer support and potentially exchanges or refund or whatever they need. Now, most people aren't going to do this. And that's a great business right there. That's a business you'll be proud of. How to kind of implement this, guys? Strong product, okay, 1 to 2 bonuses. Go and add 1 to 2 bonuses right now, okay? Implement risk reversal. Add an element of scarcity and urgency, implement the pricing psychology techniques that we discussed. And also, guys, add a sense of identity or story behind your brand will make a big difference, okay? If you guys do this, you will outsell 90% of brands. But most importantly, you'll make more profit for every customer that you have, and you'll have more customers. This means you can use that profit to invest into more customers, into a better product. And so the compound effect of implementing this is how you can make life-changing money. It's how I've made over £4.5 million in e-commerce revenue since I started. And this is how I'm going to build Zaros as well and document the process. Because an offer can change your business in an instant. And so watch this video again, okay? Use this plan and action it and create an offer that's at least 4 times more valuable than the price. And if you would like a more hands-on approach to building your e-commerce business and scaling your e-commerce business, then you can hit the link in the description where you can apply for my mentorship and advisory services, where myself and my team will come in and work with you on a one-on-one basis to build, grow, and scale your e-commerce business profitably, whether it be through Zoom calls, 24/7 WhatsApp access support, more in-depth private training resources that you will not see on YouTube, and much, much more. And if you want to apply for that service, you can hit the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Let's continue scaling.